Object detection has many use cases in computer vision applications, like tracking objects in real time. Face detection and recognition are some of the examples of object detection applications. In this video, you will learn how to train object detection model using TensorFlow on your own custom data. Before starting this course, it will be helpful to have some programming experience. Familiarity with Python syntax, as most of the code is written in Python programming language. Basic knowledge of Android Studio. Here are the tools which we will be using in this tutorial. Python 3, Sublime Code Editor, or you can choose any code editor of your own choice. Label image for labeling the dataset. TensorFlow and Android Studio. You will learn data annotation, that is how to label the training data. Set up TensorFlow Object Detection API, which we will be using to train the object detection model. Generate TF record. TF record is the TensorFlow's own storage format, so we have to convert our training data to TF records. Train the model and then run the model on Android. By the end of this video, you will be able to develop the similar app, which can detect the objects on which model is trained. Here I have trained the model to detect good and bad apples. So you can train the model on any dataset which you have. For all the commands and written instructions, open the GitHub link from the description. So first of all, collect the images on which you want to train the model. Here I am going to train the object detection model on the dataset of apples, and model will detect the good apple and damaged apples. Create one folder named dataset, and in this folder, create two folders named train and test. Train folder will have all the data which we will be using for training, and test folder will have all the data which we will be using for validating the model. General rule for dividing the data into train and test is 80-20. Means 80% of the total images will be used for training and 20% of the total images will be used for testing. I have total of 713 images, out of which 563 images I will be using for training and 150 images I will be using for testing. All the images for training and testing will be in folder named images under the train and test folder. If you want to use same dataset which I am using, you can download the dataset from this GitHub repository. You can find the link in the description. And if you have your own dataset, you can use that also. Next, we will label the dataset. For labeling, we will be using label image tool. Open the GitHub link of label image tool. Follow the installation instructions. After installing, open the label image tool. First of all, go to view menu option and make sure that autosave mode is enabled, as this will save a lot of time while labeling the images. Select open directory option and open the images for train folder. First of all, we will be labeling our training images and then we will be labeling our test images. After that, select change save directory option and make one new folder inside the train folder named annotation and open it. This folder will save all the labeled files. To start labeling, press the W key or select rectangle option. It will highlight the cursor with the two lines. Mark the desired object which you want to detect. After that, enter the name of the object. This will be the label of this object. Like here, I named it as apple. Same way, mark all the objects in image. In this image, I am using same apple label for all the marked rectangles. After marking all the objects, press D key and this will save the image and open next image. Again, first I press the W key to create the rectangle and then type the name of label. For this dataset, I have two classes, apple and damaged apple, and for this apple, I will be labeling it as damaged apple. After marking all the objects, press D key and it will save the image and open the next image. If you open the annotations folder, in train folder, you will see the XML files with the same name as the name of the image. If you open any XML file in text editor, this is the content of XML file. It have the folder name of image name, path of the image, size of the image, and data about the rectangular box we marked along with the label name, like here name is apple. So repeat this for all the images in train and test folder. Mark all the objects in the images and enter their label names. Next, we will set up the TensorFlow Object Detection API. Make sure you have Python 3 installed on your system. I am using Python 3.7 for this tutorial. So using pip install TensorFlow. Pip is a package manager of Python. As TensorFlow 2.0 version have some compatibility issues with the Object Detection API, so we will be installing TensorFlow version 1.15. Test the installation, type Python 3 and hit enter. It will start the Python shell. Type import TensorFlow as tf and print tf dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. And this will print the version of the installed TensorFlow, which is 1.15. Open the Object Detection Setup link from the description. We need to install these dependencies before setting up the Object Detection API. We have already installed TensorFlow 1.15. Similarly, using pip3, we will install all other dependencies. Here I am using pip3 instead of pip because to make sure we are installing all the packages for Python 3. After installing all the dependencies, we will clone the models repository, copy the command and run it from the terminal, and this will download the models repository. It's good if you download the models repository in the same directory where you have created dataset folder. To install PyCoco tools, use the pip3. Install the protobuffer compiler version 3.0 or greater. Follow the installation instructions to install the protobuf. To check the installed protobuffer compiler version, type protoc --version in terminal. To compile the protobuf libraries in Object Detection API, run this command from the search folder, which is in models directory. Next, we have to add some paths to Python path variable. For that, if you are using Mac, open bash underscore profile file and at the bottom of the file, add path of the research folder and sling folder to the Python path. Make sure to add the full path of these two folders. Both research and sling folders are in the models directory. If you are using Windows, set the Python path from environment variable. Finally, to test the installation of Object Detection API, run this command from the search folder, which is in models directory. Before running this command, change Python to Python 3. If Object Detection API is successfully installed, you will see the OK flag for all the tests. Next, we will generate TF record. For that, first we will convert all the annotated XML files to CSV. Download XML to CSV Python script. Move this script to dataset folder. Open it in any text editor and change the path of the annotation folder, which is in train folder. And make sure name of the CSV file is trained CSV. Save the script and run it from terminal using Python 3. This will generate train.csv file in dataset folder. Here is the content of CSV file. It have all the information about the bounding boxes we marked for all the images. Next we will generate CSV file for test images. Again open XML to CSV script in text editor and change the path to annotation folder in test folder. Also change the name of the CSV file to test.csv. Save the changes and run the script from the terminal. And this will generate CSV file for test images. Download generate_tf record script from the download link in the description. Move the script to dataset folder and open it in any text editor. Go to function named class_text_to_int and change the row label to the label which you use while labeling the data. As I have used two labels, apple and damaged apple, so I will add them here. Int value which this function will return will be 1 for first label, 2 for second label, and so on. As I have only two labels, apple and damaged apple, this function will return 1 and 2 and run it from terminal with Python 3 and pass the arguments for CSV file name, images directory, and output path. This will basically take the information from CSV file and convert the images to TF record. After you run this command, this will generate train.record file in dataset folder. Repeat same for test images. Change the path of CSV file, images folder, and output path, and it will generate test.record in dataset folder. To train the model, we will use pre-trained model as our initial checkpoint. This way, we are not training our model from scratch and it will take less time for our new model to get trained. Create new folder named pre-trained_model in the same directory where you have created all the other folders. To download the pre-trained model, open the link from description and download SSD_MobileNet v2 quantized COCO model. Here I am using wget command to download the model. But you can also download the model from browser by simply clicking on the name of the model. Move the downloaded compressed file to pre-trained model folder. Extract the file and rename the extracted folder just to make it shorter. Next create label_map.pbtxt file in datasets folder. This file will have the mapping of our labels and the integer IDs. As I have two labels, apple and damaged apple, and their IDs are 1 and 2. Change this file according to the labels in your dataset. Open the pipeline config file in the pre-trained SSD model folder. First change the num classes variable value to the number of classes or number of labels in your dataset. Dataset which I am using have only two labels, apple and damaged apple. So number of classes are 2. So change it according to your dataset. Next change the fine-tune checkpoint path to the path of the model checkpoint file in pre-trained SSD model folder. Next in the train input reader, change the label map path to the label map.pbtext file in the dataset folder. And change the input path to the path of the train.record file in dataset folder. In the eval input reader, change the label map path to the label_map.text file, which is same we used above, and change the input path to the test record file in dataset folder. Last in the quantization, change the delay value to some lower number like I used 4800. After making all the changes, save the file. To start the training, open the terminal in research folder or change the path in the terminal to the research folder and run this command. Change the argument values like train directory. Give the path of a folder in which you want to save the trained model. For that I have created trained_model folder. So next, pipeline config path will be the path of the pipeline.config file, which is in pre-trained SST model folder. After running this command, the training gets started. After some logs, if you see this global step/second recording summary at step 0, it means training is successfully started. For first few steps, you will see very high loss value, but it will decrease as the training progresses. Once you get the stable loss value between 1 and 2, press Ctrl C to stop the training. In the train directory, you will see some output like this. After the training is completed, we will export the graph, which we will later convert into TF-Lite file, which we will be using in our Android app. To export the graph file, run this command from research folder. Pipeline config path will be the same as we used while training. Trained checkpoint prefix path is the path of the trained model checkpoint. Use the model checkpoint file with the largest step number in it. As I have trained my model for like 28,000 steps, so I am using checkpoint file with the name of model.ckpt-28018. Just select the file with the largest number. The output directory option value is the path to the output graph file, for which I have created TF-Lite folder in the train folder. For the add post processing op, set the value to true. After successfully running this command, you will have the tf-lite_graph.pb file in TF-Lite folder. Now we will convert this graph file to TF-Lite. For that, run this command from trained model directory. Value of graph file is the .pb graph file generated in last step. Output file name is the name of the TF-Lite graph. Keep all the other arguments value as it is. This command will take some time to finish, and after finishing, it will generate detect.tf-lite file. To run the model on Android, clone the TensorFlow examples repository. You can find the link in the description. Start Android Studio and open Android folder, which is in repository you just downloaded. It is in lite/example/object detection folder. After the successful build in Android Studio, open build.gradle file and comment out this line. As we are using our own trained model, so we need not to download the model. After making the changes, sync the project. You may also need to change the target SDK version to the latest version. Next, open the assets folder and paste the detect.tf-lite model which we generated in previous step. Open the labelmap.txt file and add the name of your labels. As in my dataset, I have two labels. I have added them like this. Add the first value to any random string. As TensorFlow Object Detection API, use the first value as a background label. So just write anything for first value, and after that add your label name on separate lines. If your model is not trained very well, your app may not detect any objects in camera preview. To fix that, open detector activity in Java folder and change the value of minimum confidence variable to 0.2. That is 20% confidence level. Attach your device and run the application.